Hello, beautiful family. So much love. Thank you so much for being here in this now and on my YouTube channel, subscribing as I do share these videos that are very heartfelt from a direct experience and something that I've experienced and just feel guided to share it with you. So here's a personal one that has to do with kind of a experience, a funny experience. Now it's funny, but last night wasn't. And also the transformation from older traumas that are healing within, and then there's a way that something surfaces to bring it up while we're in this present state, being very present and aligning. So yesterday, my beautiful son, my youngest one, he had planned to go to New York for the day with his friends. This is the first time he's 18 that he was taking a trip by himself, and we were so excited for him to go have his experience. We're always in support of that experience. So he left 5:30 in the morning. So of course, as parents, like, okay, do you need this? Do you need this? Do you have this? Do you have this? So here, off you go. So he left and he had a great time. He was amazing. He did call from there and communicate until nighttime. And nighttime, when I called him, they were eating dinner before they get on the road. So everything beautiful, all is wonderful. And so then I didn't hear from him. And when I went to bed, I sent him a text. I said, love you, have a great drive, be safe, and see you when you get home. So and I happened to leave my phone on, which I usually don't, just in case if he needs to call. So that parent energy. So I did that, and about 10:45 p.m. his father called, wanted to know if he had arrived home, and I picked up the phone and I said he hadn't, so then he was really concerned. So we contacted his brother to see if he had heard from him. His brother hadn't heard from him. So then that was the first concern that got kicked into my field. It became active. And of course, as a parent, because I have had that active in my field before, it became even more active. So I didn't wake up Michael. I asked my son to contact his other friends. He contacted his friend, and then one of his friends said, oh yeah, he decided to spend the night and so. And being so surprised of that, why he wouldn't communicate that to me and his dad, that's not like him, what took place. So that set me off as a parent to many different thoughts. And as we know, the minute you give energy to a worry and concern, it kicks into many other thoughts, and each thought become even more concern, more heavier, more worry, and then they start turning negative, and it's a spiral that goes downward. And oh my heavens, did I go down the rabbit hole with really really, I mean, it's funny now, but it wasn't funny middle of the night, really negative thoughts and concern. So I didn't sleep either. And this morning when I woke up, he was already in his room. And I led my meditation, and I knew, okay, here we go. There's a lot of garbage here that showed up in my field that I have to clean out of my vibration, otherwise it wouldn't show up. So having said that, I sat in the meditation and I met the concerns, the worries, and also some really scary negative thoughts. What could have happened to him since he didn't pick up the phone, he didn't call. So having said that, this morning when his dad called, his dad didn't sleep at all either. He had really negative thoughts as well, and stomach ache and all of that. So when my son woke up this morning, he was in such a happy, wonderful place, and he had such a good time. He came and just, it was a beautiful experience. And of course, what did I do? I listened to it. Then I had to address my concerns and worries and what happened last night. And he just so confused. And he's like, Mommy, I called you last conversation. I said I'll be getting on the road. I wanted to focus. I didn't want to be on my text. And I had never driven for 5 hours before. He's like, why? So, of course, he was very innocently confused why I would go to such a concern and worry. And Michael said, honey, please, for human purposes, tell him how negative your thought field went. And I did tell him how this is really bad. I'm turning out to be like my, not turning out, but like my mother, my grandmother came, that I felt, he was put in the back of his car, and, ropes were tied around his, it's like horrible. Like, that's me thinking this because he didn't send the text back. So I knew I had some real vibration cleaning up to do. So to make a long story short, why I'm sharing this with you, I had to sit within this space. What's going on? Am I repeating what my mother repeated? Why is it as a parent, why my thought didn't go, it's all is well, he's just focusing on the road and he's being responsible. Why did it go to this other place? And I know it went to this other place because of trauma in my background and safety. All of these things are something that is being more healed through me, and it is the incarnation that I chose to experience these things, but there's still a little active vibration in me. And through this presence meditation, so much of it have been surfaced into my now, so that I can choose whether I want to still keep it active in my vibration or just let it go. It's heavy, it doesn't serve a purpose. So of course my son played this perfect part in bringing it up that surfaced for me to then choose. So as I sat with it, I breathed into it, my neck hurting and everything, my head hurts. I said, why am I doing this to me? He didn't do this to me. I'm doing it to me. Why? Because being a parent means worrying. I don't want to be a parent that worries. I want to have my son choose his own instinct more, as I have been a support of that. I want him to enjoy. I want him to have fun. And I want him to, he did nothing wrong. So I need to work on this part on me and his dad, that our energy goes right away. The default is on worry. I want to switch my default, if I don't hear from my children, that they are fine, they're having a good time, all is well. And I consciously became aware of that, switching it. So then about an hour ago, I called him and I told my son, I said, I just want to apologize for being so worried. And instead of hearing all your joy and fun you had, I just went into worry. And as a parent, I'm evolving this. You're helping me, by this experience, you're helping me evolve, because this doesn't feel good to me. And you have every right to have your fun and enjoy, as I'm totally there. And it is my responsibility to switch that from worry and concern to more joy and celebration for you. And he really appreciated that. It was so beautiful, because my desire is for him to know his own instincts are very well, and he has access to them, and this allows greater communication, but not to not follow his communication or his desire because of me being concerned and worried, and this setting for me has to shift. So it was so beautiful how much he appreciated it, and he expanded, he shared so much of his love, and I felt really good. I shed some tears, and that healing part. So why I'm sharing this with you, because as parents, we want the best for our children. And sometimes we, because of our own upbringing, because of our own conditioning, because of our own programming, and because of what we've been exposed to, we're really having those things active in our field, and then we're responding from those things in our field, and they come up to give us the opportunity to clean up. And this 315 days that I've been sitting in this presence meditation, everything becomes present. I'm sitting with my inner being. So my inner being is able to experience the perfection of all of these, while my human self is being given the opportunity to meet one by one these limited, contracted vibrations, and choose to evolve them, choose to expand them, choose to breathe them out of my field and allow more room to open up and be a greater version of me that has operated from before. So very healing, very beautiful. I feel more fear, and for both of my sons, for the love of my sons and love of my own self, my health, my well-being, shifting this default setting that's just been there to just like the iPhone setting, shifting it. If I don't hear from my children, they're in joy, they're in happiness, rather that they're worry, concern, something horrible happened. So, and this has created a lot of suffering for me for many years as being a parent, and it is time to change that. I just didn't know how to change it before. Thank goodness, because of this presence meditation and being able to this year be withdrawn from so much of the outer field, be more drawn inward. I've been able to go through so much transformation internally and let go even more, let go even more, let go even more. And these are all still part of letting go more. And when we let go, we become lighter. When we let go, we have more ability to access what is that is more whole, that is more complete, that is more joyful, that is more peaceful, that is more pleasant. So that's why I wanted to come out and share this with you on this beautiful sunny day after 12/12's portal yesterday. And I feel very thankful and appreciative, and I thank you for watching. And maybe it resonates with you and maybe it doesn't. It's a personal share, as I feel there's a lot of value in here as I am changing that programming from my ancestry line, like stopping that, like no, I don't want this to be carried on to my children. I even caught myself saying, when you become a parent, you know, because that's how my parents said that. And no, he'll have his own experience and he will be in more trust and he won't have to carry these. So lots of love to all of you. Thank you so much again for being you, and thank you for watching. Appreciating you.